It's Week 17 of the NFL, and we've got Desmond Ridder. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Broncos and the Cardinals. Next on Madden NFL 24.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown.
When you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent. You didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from your wide receivers.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You look at this Arizona defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field with his traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
23 yards on the play. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 34. Going play action, Ridder. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And he will have the first down at about the 21-yard line.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there. But I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message, hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it. And offense, trying to let him know he believes in him as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory, be aggressive. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's a first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal, Ritter with it. A throw left sideline, throws incomplete. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. So here come the Cardinals now for their first drive. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Jackson throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. A quick check on the numbers for Keenan Allen from last week. 7 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
On second down, here's the option. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
The Broncos at 5-10 now on the year. But they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Ritter now. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down. And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside, where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
Throw caught there by Willis. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw there complete to Allen. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. $3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. To throw again is Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And this one is right through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This taken in at the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And coming out now, the Broncos. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Ritter throwing on third down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Levi Onwuzurike charging in and finishing off the sack. Here's Bryce Behringer now. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Jackson now off the bootleg. Out to his left. Breaks through the contact. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
Allen has it left side. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Herbert powering up the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
3rd and goal, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6. And his kick is indeed good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Broncos about set to go on offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And they get it down, but not before it takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6. And here's a handoff out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now, during that run, an injury here. You got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Here's Ritter. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Second and a couple. Here's Jackson to throw. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Here's Jackson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
On second down, Swift. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kalijah Kancey in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Ritter off to play fake. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now 2nd and 5. On play action, here's Ritter. That caught by Tremble. So the completion good for just 3. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Ritter here on 3rd and 2. This one finds Pierce on the out route. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Delivers another one to Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Back to throw, Ritter. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been those 2 elements. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good, and it will tie things up at 6-6. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. Throwing is Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Cardinals got to go quickly, hustling to the line. On second down, Jackson. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 39. Jackson now. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second down and 4. To throw is Jackson. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Here's a 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Jackson. This taken in by Kincaid. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. To throw again is Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here if we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On third down, Jackson. And a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So we thought maybe they would have a chance to extend this lead on the opening drive in the second half. Instead, they cough it up.
Obviously not an ideal start when you're trying to get a little separation, and I can guarantee that they talked about that in the locker room. Let's get out there, start this quarter the right way. Let's try and put some points on the board and create some space.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the 34-yard line.
Ritter will set up to throw it. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Ritter. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Ritter from the gun. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Charles, you got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up. Then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them through.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end.
Now Jackson on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Here's Jackson. This pass hauled in by Dotson. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks running with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
Again, Jackson will keep it.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 20-yard line.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And his kick here is good. And that'll bring him back within a point. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Ritter. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he will have the Broncos first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
On play action, here's Ritter. A short throw hauled in by Trimble.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. But he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter play. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Now this is going to be a quarterback draw.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Desmond Ritter keeping it himself from 5 yards out.
And the Broncos get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
What a call there on the quarterback draw. You want to spread the field and just tell your QB, hey, find a lane and go. And he's able to get the defense in a vulnerable spot and then take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race now. This is into the weekend in the NFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards that time, but a first down on the keeper.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spot in. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He finds his target, Allen. Touchdown, Cardinals. Keenan Allen, 32 yards.
And the Cardinals have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
So here's a big play for the Cardinals as they'll go for 2. They're going to try and run for it. But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So done now following the score. Back out to send this away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. Ritter to throw it.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 78 yards rushing down as he's done it on 22 carries. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
On 3rd and 1, it's Ritter. That is caught and out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos add 6 to their lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field, and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Jackson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. It got his man complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Cardinals. Jahan Dotson, 81 yards. And the Cardinals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41. 2nd down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Jahan Dotson getting set for this next drive. They might want to mix something up defensively, because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. He'll drop this one off to Swift. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. They go play action with Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot. Nice, well coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Here's Jackson.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts.
Now a give right side Swift.
And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Jackson's going to keep it.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year.
And the Cardinals put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead. Now this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
So the Broncos now down by 5, a minute 4 on the clock. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ritter. He's got Smith-Schuster.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
Now Ritter.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon.
Here's Ritter. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Well, it came down to the final play in such a close ballgame. What a game it was, but they can't get that last throw off. Good job by that defense to get in there for the sack to seal it.
And for fans watching the game, a little bit anticlimactic, don't you think, partner? Not even able to get off one last throw to see how it would have turned out. Instead, pass rush got to him and ended it that way.
So for Arizona,
they moved to 5-11 now on the year.